Any man give his life for Yahweh Shai, Mashiach, and Christ, and fall up under that UPK banner. It's my brother and my blood, and I will die and kill for him if necessary. Go to ground, 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 go to ground. It's all about that warfare, boy. Give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground. It's all about that warfare, boy. Take ground, 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 take ground. My soldiers take ground till them stand down. Take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground. My soldiers take ground till them stand down. Take ground, take ground, take ground. Now this ain't no movement, this a takedown. We would not be moved or intimidated. We ain't the type. You got a problem, tell them cross the fucking line. My niggas ain't polite. Soldiers to the left and right. I die for every man body. Before I be a coward, I'd rather be a dead body. This will be my kingdom when the hour pass. You can either get with it or get flipped like an hourglass. We live by honor and no excuse. Just sit to pray up to the Lord. I told him, then let all the terrorists loose. Hold your tongue or get rebuked, cause you made a truce. With a race that made merchandise out of my abuse. Scared of who? You got your gun, then pull it. Me and my niggas start to argue, it's about who gon' bite the bullet. It gon' take round, take round, take round. Opponents better move slow. Attack dog for this truth, nigga, cool yo. Go to ground, 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 go to ground. It's all about that warfare, boy. Give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground. It's all about that warfare, boy. Take ground, 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 take ground. My soldiers take ground till them stand down. Take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground. My soldiers take ground till them stand down. Oh, thought you could cross us with no consequence, but you will pay dearly. You should've used your common sense. My zeal lit, that means you could never prevail. Hey, with a true sit, hey, with warriors dwell. Be wise with them weapons, cause I promise. My nine just like my wife, she concealed, she modest. I know 2 things, a robber will not prosper. And any man harm me and my octave gon' meet the doctor. Cause this life is warfare, it's not an easy walk. Been watching my people die, so you can miss me with that love talk. My UPK soldiers, any man try to cross your path, make him regret it. What that mean? Fall on his ass. Comparing me to you really ain't no contest. Long live one West. Say what? Long live one West. This for those who thinking we ain't ready for. Tell them back up. I'm about to drop something heavy for. Go to ground, 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 go to ground. It's all about that warfare, boy. Give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground. It's all about that warfare, boy. Take ground, 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 take ground. My soldiers take ground till them stand down. Take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground. My soldiers take ground till them stand down.
This video taken by the ISUPK is posted on the school's website and on YouTube. He says he and members of his Christian Bible school are well within their First Amendment rights. But shop owners say they've heard enough. Today in court, their lawyers argued the group is trespassing. In addition, they say the group
Niggas want me dead. Crackers too, but these coon ass niggas, they for the feds. My stick full of lead. In case these whole niggas try me, man, I might have to make that bed. No need to even flex. Cause how I walk it, how I talk it, let you know my speech direct. You heard what I said. Another move, your life passing through your mind, now you're big. And I'm fresh like a motherfucker. Niggas hating cause they more want us. I'm just coolin' by myself, but now they all on me. Shut up, bitch, eat a dick, I don't wanna love you. Sippin' that pool, wow, got you laced up out your shoe now. Look what you finna do, wow, it's hot. Hop around these niggas till you flop. I'm busy getting mine, but all these niggas wanna duck. But it's cool, let me know I'm on the top. Steady in the courtroom, always fighting cops. Call the white man the devil, and that's off the top. So they try to stop my movement with a block, but I beat the case every damn time, so they watch. Waiting on a nigga to try to make me slip up. Walking up on me like homeboy, what's in your cup? Do you have any drugs? Well, let me see the slugs. Make it your bitch ass back, get mad, you ain't getting love. Your wife made you clip it damn nuts, yeah, I know. Crazy what coon people will do for these hoes. But I ain't even pressed, I see why you going on. My nigga, you dead wrong, bust a netball, get it on.
Black and white land, shit is crazy. Black and white land, shit is crazy.
I'm freshen up, cleaner than the motherfucker. Good juice in my cup is redder than the bloodsucker. Drip on leak, yeah, drip on me. Hey, talking about, but what the fuck do you mean? Yeah, you see these damn bitches, they be choosing on me. But I don't want the bitch, but that bitch drooling on me. I get the walking on the girl, she wanna moving with me. But I won't have it cause she easy like spaghetti, homie. Unleash it to the G. Who is he, that nigga from SC? Get your level straight before you approach a G. Sion TC 0013. Sits on the stick, it got me cruising off the scene. The fuck do you mean? Yeah, nigga, yeah. They nigga be hating, but they can't penetrate us. Tryna shoot at us now later, but I'ma get you now. Potato on the bow, blank, blow.
But even 30 years later, videos don't necessarily lead to convictions of officers. Advocates for reform say that needs to change.
Sure.
Backstage.
You ain't no Israelite, but you a gospelite, bitch.
Fuck you talking about?
If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade you line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bout it. UPK, you solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood, a hood. More than you, bitch. Sharp on shit, I'm bout it. UPK too solid. Fuck nigga don't want war. It ain't enough clips in your army. All the bitches wanna take my piece. All they hoes wanna take my piece. All the nigga wanna take my piece. No, I can't let a dog take it from me. I can't let a dog take it from me. You a whole study and you dummy. And these bitches really out this bitch walking around like they don't know nothing. And a lame nigga fall for them and get set up for the coins and get gunned down, man down. Shoulda took the time, get a damn no. But I see the starter and I show her. She could never get a priest hoeing. You a dirt ass, rust ass neck bitch with a fake ass jury. In Tennessee while I'm touring. It's a Tennessee, but she luring. Yeah, that sucker duck bitch ass boy, fuck nigga over that bit mugger. I say, if that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade you line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bout it. UPK too solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood, a hood. More than you, bitch. You a lame nigga down to me. Eat candy, but I'm sucker free. You a little nigga, ain't none of me. Base up, boy, I fit a beat. Yeah, AR-223. Draco with a magazine. Yeah, that clip run like limousine. I shoot your ass in the spleen. Boy, I bust your ass in the temple. We debating by the temple. Tell the truth, boy, you's a victim. And you're scoring off like a lizard. Nigga walk down my road. Why does nigga come down my road? Boy, come down my road. Boy, I charge your ass toll fee. I'm a real big priest, nigga. UPK play for keys, nigga. Command to get a damn order, but ain't nothing me to damn kill you. I was talking his ass like a cat. All weapons, boys full of tech. Boy, like a close comeback. Nigga got popped off for a neck. If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade you line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bout it. UPK too solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood, a hood. More than you, bitch.
Christ said 7 women gonna be on one nigga in the end time. Nigga, fuck wrong with you, boy. Stressed by that damn hoe ass bitch. Fake ass nigga too. Dumb ass motherfucker. Fuck you.
Backstage.
Okay, shalom. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Shabbat Shalom to all the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Shabbat Shalom to all the sisters. This is the ISUPK on the Kamani Journey Hana, starting out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Today's class is the Lashawan Qadash. You can see here, which is the Hebrew. So Lashawan meaning language, and Qadash meaning holy. If you are taking notes, you want to write out Lashawan and write out Qadash. Underneath Lashawan, you can write tongue or language, and then Qadash means holy. Now this is the ISUPK United Kingdom. We have classes in the UK Monday through to Thursday in the school, and then we hold a Sabbath service as well. So Monday to Thursday, the classes are from 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. We have the Monday history class, the Tuesday brotherhood class, and we also have the Wednesday law class and Thursday scripture breakdown class. And then today's class is done online, the Lashawan Qadash, 7 till 9, and then the Sabbath service is usually done from around 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. So over today's class, we're going to be going over possessive pronouns. But to start the class, we're going to write out the Hebrew alphabet from start to finish. So the Hebrew alphabet is A, Ba, Ga. Now with the Hebrew, Slide, you have a question?
No.
Camera's in the way. I can't really move the camera around too much. Are you able to move around so you can see? You can get up if you need to. So you can see. Go ahead. No, you want to do it from right to left. With the Hebrew, if you're writing out the with the Hebrew letters, it's always from right to left. So this is so the Hebrew letters are a bit different than well, they're different from the English letters. So this is a G in Esau's language in the Pressa. This character here is Ba. So in the Hebrew, this here is Ba. E-A. So you want to make a note of the letters and make a note of what it is underneath it. So this is A, Ba, Ga, Da. Start from this angle. Da, ba, da, da. Also, just wanted to check, Rahab and Zamara, can you guys hear me okay? Is the audio show up?
We can hear you. Yes.
Oh, sorry, class, the one. Okay, so going over it. Abagada, ha, wa, za, ka, ta, ya, ka. If you have any questions as well, just raise your hand or say Salakia, and I'll get to your question. Also, if you have any questions in the chat, just put them in the chat and I'll get to your question. If you need to go into the next page, it should be fine. But yeah. So ma, na, sa, I, za, kwa, wa, sha, and tha. So for everyone at home, you want to write this down. Student in class. Shalom, just say our Lord in Christ.
Shalom on Christ.
I think for simplicity's sake, because we have some new students in the class, we'll just stick with the Paleo Hebrew. It's the easiest Hebrew to write and to remember. The Assyrian's a bit more difficult. So if we do get these students again, we'll go with the Assyrian. But for now, just want to make sure everyone has down the full Hebrew alphabet. You have a question? No? No, sir. And today's class, we're going over possessive pronouns. Now, over the last class, we went through everybody's registry. Do we all know how to state our registry?
Yes, sir, I do.
No, sir.
Kanmakan.
So from the top down, I'll start with Zamara, just so we can get the attendance. Could you state your registry for me, please?
Huh?
Could you state your registry for me?
Yes, sir. Zamara, Bath, Israel, Bath, Yashala.
So when you state your registry, it's your name, Bath, your tribe. So your tribe would be Yahawada, Bath, Yashala, which means Israel. So if you want to try state your registry again, send the. Give me 1 second.
I'm sorry, I'm saying what for Israel?
So your registry is your name. So it would be Zamara, Bath, your tribe, which is Yahawada, Bath, Yasha'ala, which means Israel. So if you want to try your registry again.
Dang, jeez. Can you repeat one more time how you say Israel and the way you wanted me to say it?
No sweat. So Israel is Yasha'ala.
Yashala. Okay, so.
So remember how you say your registry is your name.
Oh,
Then,
so I was supposed to say Israel at the end?
yes, you're supposed to say Bath Yasha'ala at the end. So it's your
Oh,
name,
okay.
your tribe, then your nation.
Okay, so Zamara, Bath, Yashala, Bath, Israel.
So Yasha'ala means Israel. So you just said Zamara, daughter of Israel, daughter of Israel. What you want to say is the name, Bath, Ban for the men, Bath for the women, your tribe. So what tribe are you?
Judah.
Right. And what's Judah in the Hebrew?
It is Yahawada?
Yahawada. Brilliant. So you'd say your name, Bath, Yahawada, Bath, your nation or your race, which is Israel, which is Yasha'ala in the Hebrew.
Oh, okay, I see.
You understand? Okay,
Uh-huh.
so if you can state your registry.
Zamara, Bath, Yahawada, Bath, Yashara.
Brilliant. Both are correct. Well done. Okay, Rahab, if you could also state your registry.
Rahab, okay. Rahab, Ban,
Yahawada.
Rahab, Ban, Yahawada, Ban, Yahashada, Yashara,
Ban Yasha'ala.
Ban,
So it's Yashar Allah, which means Israel.
Yasha'Allah.
Most High in Christ. So it'd be Rahab, Ban Yehowadah, Ban Yasha'Allah. Most High in Christ. All right, Jasira, could you state your registry for me?
Kalau sir. Josera Bath Banyamyan Bath Banyasharala.
So it wouldn't be Bath Ban Yasha'Allah, because Ban means son. So you just said daughter, son, Yasha'Allah. So you would say Jasira, Bath Ban Yamyan, Bath Yasha'Allah. You
Josera
understand?
Bath Kalokan.
Go ahead. Can I state your registry again? One more time.
Josera Bath Banyamyan Bath Banyasharala.
So it'd be Bath Yasha'Allah.
Bath Yasharala.
Most High in Christ, the water. Okay, Diana, if you could state your registry for me. Diana, are you able to state your registry for me, please?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Okay, let's see. Diana? Yeah, I can hear you now.
Right, the water.
Right. Diana, Bath, Banyamyam, Bath, Yasha'Allah.
Perfect. So Diana, Bath Ban Yamyan, Bath Yasha'Allah. Okay, now we also have 3 students in the class, in the room. Tazap one, if you could state your registry, Baba Kishar. So as he said, it's Tazap one, Ban Ban Yamyan, Ban Yasha'Allah. Now, Isaiah, if you could have a try at stating your registry. So, let me help you out. So it's your name, then Ban, your tribe, which your tribe is, I'm going to write it down, Ban Yam Yam. Then you'd say Ban, your nation, which is Israel, or Yasha'Allah in the Hebrew. So let me write it down. So you would say your name. Say your name. Isaiah. Then you'd say Ban, which means son. Then you say Ban Yamyan, which is your tribe, Benjamin. Then you say Ban, the son of. Then you say Yasha'Allah. Yasha'Allah, which means Israel. That's your nation. That's your race. So it's Isaiah, Ban Yamyan, son of Benjamin, Ban Yasha'Allah, son of Israel. Understand? Ezekiel, if you could state your registry. So you'd say your name. Nice and loud. Your name. What's your name? So it's Ezekiel, Ban Yamyan. Nice and loud. So you say Ban, which means son of. Ban. Good. Ban Yamyan. Well done. Then you say Ban again, which means son of. Yasha'Allah. Yasha'Allah, Most High in Christ, which means Israel. So it'd be Ezekiel, Ban Yamyan, son of Benjamin, Ban Yasha'Allah, son of Israel. Now, if y'all want to note down, if y'all need to know your registry, what's the best way to do this? Has everybody got the Hebrew alphabet down? Everyone's got it down? Yeah. All right, Most High in Christ. Everybody in class got it down as well? Everybody should have this from all my previous students should have it down. So I'm going to explain to the new students how to do their registry, make them write it down so they know what to do in the future. This whiteboard isn't clear as clean as I want it to. It will work. Okay. So, could somebody online tell me how you state your registry? What's the order of it? Anybody? Anybody in class? Could you tell me what the order of the registry is? Come on.
What the what is?
What the order of the registry is? So, how you do it? Go ahead. So, it's like 1 second. We got one of this in the class. Go ahead. So your name. Then what? Yep. Then what? Your tribe. Well done. Am I spelling this right? Yeah. You are. Then your tribe. Then what? Yasha'Allah. Brilliant. So you'd say your name, Ban or Bath. If you're male, you'd say Ban. If you're female, you'd say Bath. Make sure everyone writes this down. Write down the order of how you state your registry. Then your tribe, which I'll make sure the new students know. Then Ban or Bath again, depending on whether you are a boy or a girl. And then you say your nation or your race, which is Yasha'Allah. So your name, you'll all know your name. Ban or Bath, your tribe. Now for the new students, your tribe will be Ban Yamyan. So write down your tribe, and that is Ban Yamyan, which means Benjamin. In your nation, everybody has the same nation. Well, everybody in the ISUPK, we are all Yasha'Allah. Which means Israel. Hey, Shalom, Zara, Lord in Christ.
Shalom, Lord in Christ.
Okay, so as we went over last class, everybody learned how to state their registry. So if you could for me, Zara, could you state your registry, please?
So Zara,
Nice and loud.
Zara, Bath, Banyamian, Bath, Yasharala.
That's perfect. So Zara, Bath, Banyamyan, Bath, Yasha'Allah. Most High in Christ. Okay. So we'll make sure the students have got this down. Again, if you have any questions, just raise your hand. I'll get to it. And what we're going to go over next are possessive pronouns. These are words like my, your, our, his, her, their. That's what we're going to learn in this class. We're going to give you some examples with some group words. Like, for example, does anybody know what the word Abba means in the Hebrew? So Abba, which is A-H-B-A. Does anybody know what that means in the Hebrew? So Abba means father. Come, Most High in Christ.
I do.
Come, go ahead. Well, there might be a slight delay. Come, what does it mean? Banyamyan is right here. So you want to write that down? That's your tribe.
It means father.
It means father. Well done. All right. Give me I'm trying to think which one might be the link. Let me refresh. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna refresh and come back on. Okay. So Abba means father. Now, you'll remember in the Lord's Prayer, it starts with Abba Nawa. The Nawa. So Abba Nawa. The Nawa here is a possessive pronoun. And this Nawa means our. So Abba Nawa means our father. Abba Nawa means our father. So that's just an example of what we're going to go over today. I'm going to make sure the students, Isaiah, you got this down? The order? Sorry, Christ. Let me just take some notes. Go ahead. Yeah, write this down. So Abba, which means father. Abba Nawa means our father. Let me clear up some space. Again, if anybody has any questions in the class, just raise your hand and say Salakia. Nation here is Yasharala. Okay, write this down, okay? Yeah, Abanawa, what does Abanawa mean? Our father, most on first.
So, lucky sir, does Abanawa and Abba mean the same thing?
So Abba means father. Abanawa, this Nawa here is a possessive pronoun, and it means our, meaning mine and yours, our. So Abanawa means our father. So you take a root word, the root word being Abba, you add Nawa, and it's our father. You understand?
So does Nawa mean our?
Yes, Nawa means our. So this here is our. So Abanawa is how you say our father. You use a different word, like for example, let's say, what's the word I can use? Let's say the word name, which is Sham in the Hebrew. If I was to say our name, it'd be Sham Nawa. It's the root word and then the possessive pronoun. We're gonna go over all of them today.
I'm not confident in the water.
No sweat. So you've written this down? No sweat. What are you writing down this? Abba? No sweat. So use the space there. Ezekiel, you don't have to write this down just yet. I'm going to go through each of the pronouns. I'm going to give an example. So the first pronoun, there's 9, so I'm going to list them all. So
I'm still up.
mine. Go ahead.
There's a question in the chat.
Water. I've got a question from Nazarite Val 616. What is Kwam Yasha'ala mean? So let me write what you mean. So Kwam Yasha'ala Kwam means to rise. Yasha'ala is Israel. So Kwam Yasha'ala means rise Israel. If you understand, just put a Khan or put a 1 in the chat. Kwam Yasha'ala means rise Israel. I should write it down here. So rise Israel. If anyone wants to make a note online, go ahead. Yes, write this down. Anyone in the class that wants to make a note of this, write this down. In the meantime, I'll do the rest of the. I'll put this in. I'll do the rest of the pronouns. There's my. There's your. There's his. Our. Which we've already been through is Nawa. Let's see what else we've got. We have your in the plural sense. So if I was to ask a bunch of Benjamites what's your tribe, I would use plural your. So this is, I'll put it in brackets, it's the masculine plural. And then there's also a your, which is the feminine plural. Yeah, let's go on to the next page. You just pull the page out and go to the next page. Has everybody got Kwame Yasha'ala down or wrote it down?
Khan.
Send in the chat as well. So after your, which is the feminine plural, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 2 more. So we have there. Again, we have a masculine plural, and there. In the feminine plural. Okay, Ezekiel, you have Abba. You have Abba and Abba Nawa down. Go ahead. Yes, in Hebrew is Khan. Let me write it down for you. You don't have that? It's no sweat. Just continue. I see you writing this down. Just continue writing that down, okay? So the student asked me what was yes in the Hebrew. So I'm gonna get it for you. Does anybody in class, does anybody know what yes is in the Hebrew? Tell me.
I do, sir.
What is it?
Khan means yes.
Khan. Both sides first. So Khan means yes. And this is how you write it in the paleo. For simplicity's sake, I'll just do the paleo today. You have a ka, you have a na, and they join together to make Khan. Understand? So I write it Khan.
So does can mean a few different things, or does it just mean yes?
From what I know, Khan just means yes.
Okay. Then what does can mean?
So that so when people say Khan, other one Khan, what they're saying is Khan meaning yes, other one means sir or lord. You say that to a man above you, or if it's a sister, she has a husband, she'd say other one Khan. So it's basically saying yes, sir, yes. Khan, other one Khan.
Okay, daughter.
No sweat. Okay. Um, are these the 9? Yeah, that's the 9. Have you got did you get Khan down as well? You want to write it in the Hebrew? You don't have to write this down. We'll just go through the Ezekiel. We'll go through the pronouns. So yeah, my the pronoun for my in the Hebrew is ya.
Excuse me, what's the small writing beside those other words?
I have an M plural, so it's the masculine plural. So if I was talking to a group of men, I'd say your, like what's if I was to say a group of men and I'd ask what's your tribe? It'd be Ma, Shabbat Kam, which I'll go on to explain later on. The feminine plural, and then with there and there, again the masculine plural and the feminine plural. So I'll just put like an F and then I'll plural. Is that okay?
Is there a difference?
Yeah, so there's a difference when you're talking to a group of men, a group of women. Example, Akyam means, so Ak means brother, Akyam makes it plural, meaning brothers. Akwath means sister, Akwath Yan is how you'd say sisters, plural. So there's different ways you write the masculine and the feminine. So my in the Hebrew is Yah, which is just this character Yah, and you put this at the end of a word. So for example, if we was to say my name, you'd have the root word, which is Sham, and then you'd add Yah to say my. So my name would be Sham Yah. My name. And how you write it in the Hebrew, Sham Yah. Shah and Ma join together to make Sham, and then the Yah, singular. Sham Yah. You can see. So you say my name. Now your is Ka. So I don't know if anyone remembers when I was asking, what's your name? I would say Ma, which means what? Sham Ka, which means your name. So the same way Sham Ya means my name, Sham Ka means your name. Now his is Wa. Wa is this symbol here. So if I was to say his name, it'd be Shamwa. If I was to talk to Ezekiel, I'd say Shamwa Ezekiel. His name is Ezekiel. Her is Ha. So her name is Shamha. So if I was to talk to, if I was to say Jasira, I would say Shamha Jasira. Her name is Jasira. Okay. Now, just stop me if I'm going too fast. Did anyone write this down as an example. What I'll do is I'll Shankar is your name, Shamya is my name. So what I'll do is I'll see what's the best way to do this. I'll also use the root word Sham. Use the name. Shamya. My name. My Officer Daniela's new track, if y'all have heard it. Shout out Officer Daniela. Shamkar. Your name. Your question? Go ahead. Yes. Write it down, the examples. So on and so on. So his name, Shamwa. I'm not gonna write them all, but write these two down as examples of how you would apply it. So Sham is the root word, their name, Shamya, my name, Shankar, your name, and you would apply the same thing for whoever you're talking to or talking about. Okay, so continuing with the pronouns. Our is Nawa. It's a bit easy to remember because it rhymes. Go ahead. So Nawa is more, and you do these both. All these you would do singularly. So you add them onto a word singularly. Like for example, with Shamya, Sham is the root word. Oops, and then you'd add the Ya singular, make it my name. You do the same with these. Nawa, you do them both singularly. Now you're talking to a group of men. So if I would say to my students, Ma, Shabbat Kam. So your plural is Kam, which is, of course, a car and a Ma joined together. So if I was to use the example of, I'll do tribe or house. Let's see, we do tribe for these two. So tribe, the root word here is Shabbat, which means tribe. Shabbat. So Shabbat Yam is tribes. Shabbat means tribe. It can also mean like rods. It has a few different meanings. Shabbat means tribe. I'll say Shabbat Kam or Ma, which is the question. Ma Shabbat Kam. That'd be what is your tribe? And I'll be talking to a group of men. If I was to be speaking to a group of women, it would be if there was a group of sisters and they were all, say, the tribe of Judah, I'd say Ma Shabbat Khan, and they would each of them say Shabbat Yahweh. My tribe is Judah. So Khan. Now there, in the plural masculine, Khan, yeah, Khan is your when you're talking to a group of females. If I was to say, like the example, your tribe, If it was a group of men, it would be Shabbat Kam. If it was a group of sisters, it would be Shabbat Kam. If everyone's following. If there's anyone that doesn't understand, just let me know. I'll break it down.
So, okay, sir, there's a comment in the chat.
So I can say one more time.
There's a comment in the chat.
Khan. What? Very diligent. Got police officer has a had. The good word to know is Yarash, which means have or to have. So if you were to say, you have our book, it would be you, which is afar. Oh, let me check it. I'll say you have. You is afar, so it'd be. Can y'all see the space down here? So I'll say you have my book. You is a star, so you'll see, yeah, star. The rust, as I also said. Then book. Let me just double check what book is. Book would be Star or Sapora. Book. Would be Sapar. So Star, Rush, you have. Then book is Sapar. 1 second, I'll get sequenced in a sec. So you say Sapar, yeah, which means my book. You have my book. Go ahead. So this is your is the masculine plural. So you're talking to a group of men. Instead of saying ka, you say kam. This one is the feminine plural. So if you're talking to a group of women, instead of ka, you say kan. There, the masculine plural is han. The feminine plural is han. So if there was, say, maybe a bunch of sisters owned a house, which is bayaf. Or there was a bunch of brothers that owned a house, it would be their house, so bayaf ham. House. So bayaf ham would be their house if it was a group of men, and bayaf han would be their house if it was a group of sisters.
So, okay, sir, there is another comment.
Come on, I got it. Put a dash between Sapar and Yah so they can easily distinguish Khan. So my is Yah, So in the example here, you have my book. Athar is you. Have is Yarash. Pa is book. And Sapar Ya is my book. Now I'm just putting this dash so you can easily understand what's the root word, which is Sapar, and what's the possessive. If you was to write it, it would be written how I wrote it before, connected, Sapar Ya. But just so you understand, Sapar means book, Ya means my book. Yeah, so Sapar I've written here, put dash, just so you can understand. Sapar is the root word, meaning book. Ya is the possessive pronoun, meaning mine. I'm just writing it out. So you have my book is Athar Yarash Sapar. So instead of confusing, I wouldn't put the ya here because I would confuse you. You'd say it's Sapar. Y'all might want to just write down book equals Sapar. So my book is Sapar, yeah. So it's not Athar Yarash Yasapar because with the possessive pronoun you put it at the end of the word. So for example, with my name is the root word. Say my name is Sham Ya. You put Ya. So the possessive goes at the end of the word. The subject is Sham. Possessive is Ya. What's the root? Shabbat come. Is there anybody that doesn't understand how the possessive pronouns work? This is the Hebrew for ham. This is the Hebrew for no, that's just one. Ham is that's the nation of Ham. That's the so-called Africans. Okay. So going off what we've learned about the pronouns, how would you say his book? Anybody tell me in class, either online or in the class? Go ahead. So the book is Sapar. Say God. So remember that the pronoun goes after the word. So for example, with my book, it's Sapar, Ya. So to say his book would be Sapar Wa. Sapar Wa is his book. If I was to say, like we did in the beginning, our father is Abba, then you add our, which is Nawa, at the end. So it's Abba, Nawa, our father. So Abba meaning father, Nawa makes it our. Wa is so as a preposition. So before a word, it means and. But if it's at the end of a word and it's used as a pronoun, it means his. So if I were to say and the book, it would be wa ha support. Wa meaning and, ha is the, support. If it's before, if it's after, it's the pronoun is. Let me give an example. So the officer asked the question, doesn't wa mean and? And it does. So if it's in the context of before a word, so I'll say and what's the word I can use? And okay. I'll say you and I. It would be I'll say you write this down. You and I. It would be a far you wa.
Mommy.
Slacky, go ahead. So if it's before a word, it means and. If it's after a word, like support wa, so his book is support wa. That's the difference. So if it's after the root word, it means his. If it's a preposition, meaning it's before the root word, it means and. Is there anybody that doesn't understand this in class? Go ahead. You don't understand it? No, so it might be a bit too much because you are new to class. But if you keep coming to class, you'll start to understand it. So, for example, so wa before a word means and, ha before a word means the. So if you say and the book, it would be wa. It would be wa ha sapa. So wa and ha the sapa book. So let me use that as an example instead. And the book. Wa sapa. So if it's before, so you have wa, which means and. Ha means the. Sapa means book. So if you write down wa ha sapa, that would be and the book. But if you put sapa wa being at the end of the word, it's a possessive pronoun. And that would be him. Understand? Yeah, if it's before the root word, it would mean and. There's some other prepositions. In the next class, I'm going to go through prepositions. So there's wa, there's ha, which means the. There's ba, which means in, and there's some other prepositions which I'll go over in next class. But the possessive pronouns will go after the root word. Write this down as an example. If you were confused about why Why does it mean the? If it's at the end of the word, you want to write down this example. Let me get rid of this. So, can anybody tell me in class, how would we say our book using what we've learned? Go ahead. So remember, with pronouns, you say the root word
Did you
first.
say our book?
Still, like you say one more time.
You said our book, right?
Yes.
You
How
asked
do
us.
we say our book?
Na'awa Shara?
So book is the par. To say, if you look here to say his book, it's the par wa. So sapar booked. Wa is a pronoun that makes it his. So you use the root word first, then wa. To say our book, it would be sapar nawa. The possessive pronoun goes after the root word. So our book would be sapar nawa. So if I would say, is there anyone that doesn't have the example of you have my book? Is there anyone that doesn't have it written down? No? If I was to say you have our book, it would be Asa, Yarash, Sapar, Nawa. Or Sapar Nawa, which is our book. Are we starting to understand how the possessive pronouns work? If there's anyone that's confused, just let me know. I'll give you another example. Well, I'll ask another question. Let's see. If I was to use the root word, let me rub this off. I was to use the word bayas, which means house. How would you say my house? Anybody can answer.
Is it Bayath Ya?
Perfect. It would be bayas. Yeah. So my house would be bayas. Two A's. It would be the root word bayas, house. Bayas. Yeah. Now again, I'm just writing this dash so you understand the distinction between the root word and the possessive pronoun. If you was to just write my house, it would just be bayat ya with no dash. But for edification purposes, putting dash so there's a distinction. So that's my house. Does anybody know how we say our house? Belada? So our house would be bayat nawam. So the pronoun our, you say bayat nawam, which means our house. Somebody tell me how we say her house. Anybody online or in class, how would you say her
Can you
house?
repeat the question?
Come on. So bayath, the root word, bayathya is my house. How would you say her house?
Bayath?
So remember, you put the root word first. So
Oh,
it'd be bayath,
Bayaha.
bayatha. Well done. So bayatha is her house. Ask a question for in the classroom. If I was to ask, I'll say to that one because he's the most experienced. If I was to say Ma, let's see, Ma Shabbat Wa. Now the word Shabbat, if you remember, it means tribe. So if I was to say Ma Shabbat Wa, asking you the question to that one, how would you respond? So Ma means what? Shabbat means tribe. And the Wa at the end of Shabbat means his. So what I'm asking you, when I say Wa Shabbat Ha, I'm asking you what's his tribe. So you'd want to say his tribe, Banyamya. La'a. So you'd say his tribe. So you'd say Shabbat Wa Banyamya. So let me write down. Is everybody written this down? This example. No side cross. Nobody's still writing this down, right? This you have our book or you have my book, the example. Okay. So the question I asked was Ma, which means what? It's a question. Ma Shabbat, which means tribe. Ma Shabbat Wa, which is his tribe. So I'm asking, basically this translates to what? His tribe. Because there's no is in the Hebrew. So you just say what? His tribe. We need to answer it by saying his tribe. There's no, again, no, there's no is for in the Hebrew, so you just say his tribe and then the tribe. So to answer it, it would be Shabbatwa. The brother's tribe was Banyamya. So it'd be Shabbatwa Banyamya. His tribe is Benjamin. So Ma Shabbatwa is the question. What is his tribe? His tribe is Benjamin. It's a bit less space on this whiteboard. Let me see. You basically be saying, comma right there. Shabbat Wa. Shabbat Wa, his tribe, Banyamya. So his tribe was Benjamin. So you say Shabbatwa Banyamya. Does everybody understand me so far? Oh, for the sister that just joined, Kat Brown. So this language here, this is the Hebrew. So this isn't the Yiddish Hebrew. This isn't the oppressive Hebrew. This is the original tongue of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Where do we get our book? So depending on what book you're talking about, so we use the Bible, King James Version. So the 1611 King James Version Bible, which has the books of the Bible and the Apocrypha in there. You don't have that version. You have a King James Version and an Apocrypha separate. That's the Bible. And to learn the Hebrew, you might want to get a concordance, which you can get online if you search. Well, I think the Blue Letter Bible is a good book to get. That will have it will translate the word into Hebrew. Now the Hebrew they use is the Assyrian Hebrew. This is the Paleo, which is what predates the Assyrian. This is our original tongue, but they would use the Assyrian. So you kind of need to learn both. So if you look on the channel that you're on, you'll see previous classes. And you'll see where I've gone through the Paleo, so the ancient, and the Assyrian, which is the more modern Hebrew. And you can learn how to speak your original tongue if you are Black, Hispanic, so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. And the children are very impressive to watch. Let's see. So is everybody following so far? No? Go ahead. Can't keep up. Okay. I'll make it a bit simpler. So does everybody wants to make sure they have these pronouns written down? If there's any, say again? All right, you want to make sure you have these pronouns written down. That way I can use more space on the board to go through some examples to make sure everyone's following.
What's on the right and just a bit on the bottom.
No sweat. These again are just examples. What we'll do is it's 8:20. We'll take a 10-15 minute break. We'll go with 10 minutes. We'll go with a 10-minute break. Get something to drink, something to eat, stretch your legs, and then I'll go through some examples of the pronouns so we can make sure everyone understands and everyone's got it. So if everyone wants to take a break, I'm gonna leave this screen up so y'all can, anyone's still making notes, y'all can still make notes. Actually, I'm gonna leave y'all in just in case y'all have some questions. Y'all can just let me know. What's the best way to do this? Go ahead. Good question. I'll tell you when we go through the examples. I'll tell you what you need to write down. Everything I go through next, you'll need to write it all down, right? Okay. Now, does anybody need a drink? Like you also for anybody that is watching the class, although there's children on the class, it's not a class just for children. If you are an adult and you want to join, or you maybe have some children, you want them to learn the Hebrew, just get in contact with me via Facebook. My Facebook is Ra'alban Banyamyan. Which what I'll do is I'll put it in the chat. So Ra'alban Banyamyan, just let me know you want to join class, and I will send you the link. So all so-called Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians are welcome. Just drop me a message on Facebook, and we'll get you in class so you can start learning as well. So so for anybody that's interested in joining, the class is live. You'll find my Facebook name in the comments. Just follow me on Facebook. Drop me a message. If you are of the 12 tribes of Israel, you'll be able to join the class. Okay, so we have about 1 minute. I think everyone's getting ready to start some examples.
Oh.
Okay, is there anybody still writing down? So make sure everyone has the notes with them of the possessive pronouns, and we'll go through some examples. I'm going to give you some root words. I'm going to ask you how you would add the pronouns. So I also give you the root word. Let's see. Let's go with Abba, which means father. So how would you say my father?
So, like, yes, sir, what'd you say? Ya Abba?
Remember, you say the root word first, and then the pronoun goes at the end. So you'd say Abba.
Abba.
Abba Yah. Well done. So Abba, father, Yah, my. So Abba Yah is how you'd say my father. If I would say Abba Yah Tazapuan, I'm saying my father is Tazapuan. How would you say your father?
So, like,
Baya
Say
Ka.
again.
Abaya Ka.
So your is just Ka. So it would just be Abba Ka. Abakar is your father. If I'm talking to a group of men, and I'm asking all of them, who's your father? How would you say your father in that context? Talking to a group of men.
Are you asking us how to say there for the masculine?
No, so if I'm talking directly to a group of men, say it's a group of brothers. So I'm asking my brothers, my two brothers are in class, who's your father? I'm talking to both of them. They're both men. So how would I say your father in that context?
Oh, Shabayo Takin?
So it would be father, which is Abba. And then the pronouns, if I'm saying your father, I'm talking to a group, so multiple, I'm talking to men, it would be Abba. And then what's the pronoun for your, the masculine plural?
Shaba Kaipken.
So I believe you're talking about Shabbat. Shabbat means tribe. If I'm saying your father, Isaiah, let's see if you know this one. So if I'm talking to both you and Ezekiel, if I'm saying who's your father, so it's
Oh, you
plural,
mean Cam?
Khan, it would be Kam. So it's
Okay.
plural, and I'm asking to you directly, how would you say your father in that context? Talking to a group of men. So Abba is father, your father talking to multiple men. So Abba is your father talking to one person. So if I'm talking just to you, Abba is your father. If I'm talking to both of you, so more than one, and I'm asking who's your father, I'm asking Isaiah, how would you say your father in that context? So it's plural for masculine. Close. So you've actually you've done a very good way of saying it. So what the young brother said to say, if I'm talking to both of them, he said Abakar wa Abakar, which means your father and your father. But if I was to say it, which is very brilliant, that shows good initiative. If I was to talk to you all together, it would be Abba Khan. So you should have in your notes that your in the plural masculine sense. So if I'm talking to a group of boys or a group of men, it's Khan to say your. But that was some good engineering right there. You engineered that sentence. Your father, and that is the plural masculine. I'm gonna put M for masculine, plural. Okay, shalom to the sister too. Shalom to Aisha. Shalom on Christ. Okay. Does everybody have a grasp on how these work?
Could you say that again, sir? I didn't really understand.
Salakia, say again, Jasira.
Could you say what you just said earlier again, please?
Yeah. So you're talking about with Abakam?
Khan.
Khan. So Abakam is if I'm speaking to a group of men or a group of boys, and say if I was to ask them, I was to say ma, which means what, or it'd be more who. Let me get the word for who. But if I was to say who is your father, and I'm talking to a group of men or group of boys, your father in that context is a masculine plural because you're talking to multiple men. So instead of saying your being singular, you say ka. You say your masculine plural, which is kam. I was just say, if I was talking to a group of sisters, and I was to ask them who, if I was to say directly to the old sisters, who's your father? It'd be who Abba Khan, which is the feminine plural. But if I was to say who's their father, if it's a group of men, it's Abba Ham. Let me just write this down. So Abba Khan is your father. The feminine plural. So write F, then plural. If I was to say their father, if I was talking to a group of men, it would be Abba Ham is their father, talking to a group of men, talking about a group of men. So their father, masculine, and then who knows how we'd say their father if it was referring to a group of sisters. And
I
you
would
can
say
tell me.
what?
You can tell me how we would say their father if he was talking to a group of sisters or a group of young women.
Would it be Abai Han?
Most High in Christ, it would be Abba Han. So Abba means father, Han means there when you're talking about a group of women. So their father in the feminine. Now everybody should all know how we would say our father. You can tell me. Go ahead.
Have been.
1 second, we got a brother in class.
Oh, sorry.
No sweat. Abanawa. Hold on. So Abba Nawa is our father. Our father. I think the only other examples we have to go through are his father and her father. So his father, you can tell me. You can tell me what his father is. Go ahead. If you need to get my attention, just say Salakia. But go ahead. His father. So Nawa means our. What you're looking for is, how would you say his? Abawa. Well done. So the wa means his. So say his father, Abawa. So if I was to say to my little brother, Abawa Tazapua. His father is Tazapua. Does everybody understand? How do we say her father?
that a question for everybody or the people in the classroom?
Everybody.
Yeah, anybody can answer. Go ahead.
Okay.
One
You said
second. I got a
her,
brother
right?
in the classroom.
Wait, you said her?
Her father. No? All right, go ahead. I'm just going through each of the examples.
Abaha.
1 second. Say again.
So like you said, for her father, would it be Abaha?
Abaha. Well done. Brilliant. So Abaha is her father. So that is how you'd use the breaking down a root word using all the different possessive pronouns. That is how you apply it. So if you have these examples down, you can replace Abba with any root word. If you were to say, like book, like I've been through, Sapar, to say his book, Sapar, you replace Abba with Sapar, so Sapar Wa is his book. To say our book, Sapar Nawa, to say your book, Sapar Ka, so on and so on. You just use the root word and then add the possessive pronoun to the end. Ezekiel, I also ask you, how would you say my father? You got it. So my father is here. So father is Abba. So say Abba. So father is Abba. To say my, you'd add Ya at the end. So it'd be Abba, Ya. Okay? Abba, Ya. Brilliant. That means my father. Get it? Sign Christ. So Abba, the root word, meaning father. Ya at the end of Abba means my father. Now Ka at the end of Abba. So if I say Abba Ka, I'm saying your father. Because Ka means your. You understand? Most by Christ. Go ahead. God, don't sweat, don't sweat. I'll teach you some new words as well. So I'll teach you the Hebrew for Khan, which I took for this morning. So Khan means yes. To say no. So if I ask you if you understand something and you don't understand it, you would say la'ah. If everyone can see, la'ah means no in the Hebrew, and this is how you write it. La'ah. You don't understand something, I ask you if you understand, just say la'ah. But if you need to get my attention, so if you need to say excuse me or forgive me, but I need to ask a question. So in this context, it's like saying excuse me. That would be Salakia. Well done. Now, this actually has a pronoun in it. So the root word of Salakia is Salak, which means to forgive. Salakia, the Ya at the end means my or me. So you're saying forgive me. So that's another example. Salakia. So to write this would be Sa, La, Ka, and then the Ya is referring to you. So Sa, La, Ya. Like I also say, forgive. Let's see, does that work? I mean, if I also say forgive us, that would be like saying, if you're using our, so it'd be like salak nawa, which is in the Lord's Prayer. When you say like forgive us this day, it's salak nawa. And that's another example of how you use pronouns. You're talking to us, so instead of saying our, I'm talking about us. To forgive us, all of us, is salak nawa. That's another way you use the pronouns. So if I was to say to give him, you'd use the pronoun that's could be his. So you say salak wa, means to Most High in Christ means forgive him. And salak ha, forgive her, so on and so on. So once everybody's got down this example, so you know how to say yes, no, and excuse me, means slakia. It's good to know for the classes, so you know how to ask a question, you know how to answer yes or no. Well done. Okay. Is there anybody still writing this down? Once we hold it up. Once we get this down, I'll put it here. I'll put it here so people in class are still writing down to write it. But with that, that's the last thing I want to go through. But get ready to close out the class. We just make some final notes. Or does anybody have any final questions they want to ask?
Lucky I do one.
Go ahead.
I didn't get to see it. What is his tribe in Hebrew again?
Tribe is Shabbat. Shabbat means tribe.
What is his tribe?
So go ahead.
What is his tribe? Mashabawa?
Correct. So what? So if you're asking what is his tribe, you use the word what, which is ma, which is M-A-H. So you say ma. See that? So ma. If you're asking what's his tribe, it's Shabbat wa. So you say what's his tribe, it's ma, so like M-A-H. Ma Shabbat wa is what is his tribe. And then you would say, no sweat. If you was to say my tribe is Benjamin, if I was to answer that question, I'll say Shabbat Yah, which means my tribe. I'll say Shabbat Yah Ban Yamya. My tribe is Benjamin. Okay, and with that, I'm going to close out with the class. So everybody in the classroom, I'm Madiam, means to stand. Now I'm Madiam, you put your fist to your thighs. You need help about the front. So I'm Madiam, fist to your thighs, back your fist facing forward. Most High in Christ. Then I'm Madiam Shabbat. Put your feet out as well. Put your feet out. Most High in Christ. Then I'm Madiam Barak. And then Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Barak Thumb. And then we're gonna sleep with sisters as well. The sisters are online. So it'll be Imadium Shabbat, Imadium, Barak, Yahweh Shema, Ayla Than, Bahashem Yahweh Shan.
Yahweh Shema Alatha Bahashem Yahweh Shan.
Most High Christ.
Yahweh Shema Alatha.
Most High Christ. Yad Yamatah, which means hands down. Class dismissed. The one everyone again for joining. I know this class was a bit thorough. There's a lot to get through, but we'll keep going over it to make sure we understand. We'll reinforce your knowledge. We'll make sure we understand how we can use possessive pronouns. But the one everyone for joining. Provide the link for more students. And so if you need the link, select it. It's a new link for each as General Kubala Master. It's a new link for each class. So if you need the link, if any new students are looking to join, if you contact me via my Facebook, I'll be able to provide you with the link to join the class.
Mommy.
I don't want to just put it online in case we get hecklers or people joining to disrupt the class. If you contact me via Facebook, that way I can verify you actually sincere about the class. And we can get everyone who are the stuff joining as well. With that, shalom everyone. For the Christ.
Most Christ.